Tuesday night, the Mets faced the Phillies again, with veteran Al Leiter making his return to the rotation after a short stint on the DL with tendonitis in his shoulder. Leiter's return was remarkable, as he allowed only 3 hits and 5 scoreless innings of work. The game stayed knotted at 0 until the 7th, when the Phillies went ahead 1-0. But in the top of the 8th, veteran Todd Zeile changed that.
And that's hit to left field. That's hit well, and Zeile tied it up.
Zeile's homer tied the game at 1-1 and eventually sent it into extra frames. Then in the 10th, with Kaz Matsui aboard, it was Zeile who hurt the Phillies again.
Back through the middle and through, and Matsui will score here.
Zeile's RBI was the go-ahead run, and Vance Wilson added some insurance with a 2-run homer later in the inning to give the Mets a 4-1 win.
Mets Inside Pitch is brought to you in part by refreshingly tart Ocean Spray Cranberry. Crave the wave. By Frederick, America's best air conditioner. Quiet, efficient, durable. It's put together better. Now with rebates up to $100. By American Tourister. Tough luggage for the journey. And by Door Store Furniture. Furniture for the home and office.
On the other side of the break, the Pac-10's all-time leader in home runs.
Hey fans, head to Shea on Friday night, June 4th. Don't miss the exciting NL East battle as the Mets take on the Florida Marlins. The first 25,000 adults 13 and over will receive a Mets ice cube tray courtesy of Dunkin' Donuts. Don't miss this cool new item. For your tickets, stop by Shea Stadium or Keyspan Park. Visit a Mets clubhouse shop, log on to Mets.com, or call 718-507-TIXX.
Mets baseball on Fox Sports Net. Floyd and Piazza power New York against Miguel Cabrera and the Marlins. Mets, Marlins, tonight at 7 on Fox Sports Net.
Saturday on MSG, get your weekend kicking with gritty Metro Stars action. As Amato Guevara, Mike McGee, Eddie Pope, and the rest of the Metros are at the Meadowland to take on Eddie Johnson and the Dallas Burn. The Metros and the Burn, Saturday night on MSG.
Kareem Garcia leads off against Jason Schmidt.
Right field, hit well, tie game. Left field, did he get enough? Did he get enough? Yes, he did. Piazza wins it in the 11th.
Wigginton steps in. Now Burba with a 2-1 pitch. Fastball line the other way. Base hit into right field. Matsui scores. Here comes So. Here comes the throw by Clark to the plate. Sliding. He is safe. The game is tied.
Swinging a high fly ball center field. Posennik racing back. It's sailing up against the fence, and that's your ball game. Kaz Matsui comes through in the 11th.
1-2.
Fly ball center field, hit deep. Biggio back on a track of the wall, and he's gone! Piazza has done it! He has tied it! He left, there's a swinging drive. Left field deep, headed for the boxes, it's gone! Home run for Jason Phillips, who's starting to bust out, and may just have busted the hearts of the Houston Astros.
Everybody standing here at Shea. First and third and 2 down, tie game, 9th inning.
Right field, base hit, and the Mets win it.
Welcome back to Mets Inside Pitch, brought to you by Mercedes. Once again, I'm Fran Healy, and I got a question for you. Who has the most home runs in the history of Pac-10 baseball? Mark McGwire? Barry Bonds? Wrong. Surprise. Eric Valent. What's it feel like? Let's listen. Who is the all-time leader in home runs for the Pacific 10 Conference? Barry Bonds? No. Mark McGwire? No. All wrong. It's the New York Mets' Eric Valent.
Yeah, it's pretty good company to be in, and like I said, as the years pass, if my name's still there or close to there, it's pretty cool.
During Eric's time at UCLA, he hit more home runs than any of the conference's famous alumni. And while he enjoys the record, he knows things are different here in the big leagues.
I've envisioned myself, if I ever got a chance to big leagues, gap hitter, because I'm not 6'5" like Gloss and McGwire and all those guys are. So I knew once you play a full season in the big leagues, 500-600 at bats using a wood bat, I'm not going to be a 40 home run guy. I just try to hit the ball hard somewhere.
Eric enjoyed his success at UCLA even more because he had the support of his brother Royce.
I came in there as a freshman. My brother transferred in there from a junior college, so we played together for 2 years, my freshman and sophomore year. Then my junior year, he was a graduate assistant coach for us, and it was a great experience. We played together in high school for 2 years, and then to go on to college, and we roomed together in college 1 year. It was awesome.
Eric was drafted out of UCLA by the Philadelphia Phillies, but unfortunately, Eric did not enjoy a successful initiation into the big leagues.
When I first came up with the Phillies, I had never been a part-time player. I was always, everyday player in the minor leagues. My first time in the big leagues, I tried to be a part-time player, pinch hitting and stuff, and I wasn't ready for it. Mentally, I don't think my swing was ready for it. This was like 3 years ago.
After a short stint with the Cardinals last year, Eric was back in the minors. But the Mets saw something in Eric, drafting him in December's Rule 5 draft and bringing him into spring training this year.
I just wanted to go into camp and just show him some things I could do just in case someone got hurt or something happened that, say if I was swinging the bat well in AAA, get a chance to go to the big leagues. And I ended up having a pretty good spring, and things happened, and I made the team.
Eric has continued to build on his good spring, and he uses his previous major league experiences to help him during his time with the Mets.
You can never stop learning. I talk to guys like Mike and Cliff, and I ask questions all the time and just learn about, when a bad thing happens, you got to learn from it. When it's going good, you got to, try and remember it and that type of deal. But ultimately, you got to know yourself, you got to know your swing, you got to know your strengths, and just try to stay with that and stick with that as much as possible. No, I don't feel any pressure. I've taken my lumps in the big leagues before with like the Phillies when I was first coming up. So, I'm just out there having fun. Whatever happens, happens. I'm confident in my abilities, and hopefully, just take it day by day, have good at bats, and that's it. I don't look beyond that. I don't expect anything too much out of myself. I just try and give what I can give, and that's it.
Stay tuned. Cliff Floyd swings by the studio next.
The two things I'm proudest of in my life is that I became a Marine pilot. And equally as important, equally as satisfying, equally as proud of, was that I became a member of Baseball's Hall of Fame.
Preserving history, honoring excellence, connecting generations. The Baseball Hall of Fame. Visit us on the web at baseballhalloffame.org or call 888-HALL-OF-FAME.
Hey MLB fans, only MLB.com takes you straight from the ballpark to your computer. The game's never over when you log on to MLB.com. your destination for live Major League Baseball games online. Watch and listen to live games with MLB.tv and MLB.com Game Day Audio. Follow Stats Live with the unique real-time feature MLB.com Game Day. For fans who just can't get enough of the game, MLB.com, the #1 site for Major League Baseball fans, where baseball is always on.
Welcome back to Mets Inside Pitch. Once again, I'm Fran Healy. My special guest is promised Cliff Floyd. And Cliff, I know that Met fans want to know about your health, number one.
Well, it's frustrating as it is for everybody. You know, I've tried to figure out, you know, why I've been the one that's gotten hurt so much in my career, well, the last 4 or 5 years of my career. And it's just an unfortunate thing. You know, I've done everything to prepare. I don't know what else to say. I play hard. And sometimes I would wonder, is that the reason? But it's no other way to play. You know, I have to go out there and play a certain way, and I think that's been the case.
As you have seen, I'm sure, over the years, you would see a guy from a distance, and he a good player, get hurt, come back, good player, get hurt, go down. Injury prone, they would say. Now, looking at that and dealing with it, what runs through your mind? Well,
this is something that, you know, like I said, I'm always frustrated by it, but I'm dealing with it. You know, if this the last 2 years that I'm able to play this game, it's been a great run, and I appreciate everything that's been given to me. You know, I tried in return to give back, but you know, it's something you deal with, and I have that label. You know, it's just something that some guys have. Some guys are superstars and they play every day. Some guys are average players and they play, and some guys could have been this, and some guys could have been that, and I fall in that category of I could have been this, but I've been hurt pretty much a lot of my career. So, you know, you just balance it out. You figure out. Heck, you know, that's the way it is. That's the way it happens. You know, move on. Try to find a way to stay on the field and honor the last 2 years of the contract, and go from there. But it's a battle every single day. It is.
Now, we had a great shot of you in the Cardinals series. You were in the batter's box. On deck was Mike Piazza. First base was open. And at that time, they were forced to pitch to you because of Mike Piazza on deck. When you're hitting, do you know that? Do you have that, the guy on deck in your mind?
Always. Because I know they would rather pitch to me, especially with the fact that I've missed so many games the first month, than to face him. Period. He's swinging a great bat right now. Even if he's not swinging a good bat, he's always a candidate to hit the ball at the park, period.
Well, that particular game, you won the game with the base hit. Matsui got a base hit, broke his bat, and you fouled with the game winner. Describe your nervous system when the winning run is out there and you're hitting.
That's like a dream you always want to come true. In reality, it's like, you know, you think about it every single day. You go to bed. I mean, you watching the Sports Center or whatever, and it's like you see it. You see these guys jumping around. You always want to be in that situation. You always want to be the one to come through. As nervous as you are when you're going up to the plate, you always want to be the one that's jumping around. And more times than not, you fail at it. It's like more times than not, you know, you pop up, you ground out, and the game going extra innings or whatever. But when that happened, it was just a different. I was like, I did it. You know, I finally, and it's been so long since I've done that. It was like, man, I finally did it again. It's like, wow. It's like an unbelievable feeling to, you know, lift your teammates and see everybody running at you and everybody jumping around and acting like little kids out there. It's just a great feeling to have, man. And I'll take 100 of them, but you know, it's kind of easy when we can win the game in the top of the ninth and get out of here.
Well, my special guest is Cliff Floyd. Stay with us. More right after these messages. Next, we'll look at who the Mets will play in the next few days.
Hey kids, head out to Shea on Saturday, June 5th for your very own Mets paddle ball set. Compliments of Tropicana and Pathmark. See the Mets take on the Marlins at 1:20 p.m. First 12,000 kids 12 and under will receive this great new item just in time for the summer. For tickets, stop by Shea Stadium or Keyspan Park, visit a Mets clubhouse shop, log on to Mets.com, or call 718-507-TIXX.
Mets Inside Pitch is brought to you in part by Refreshingly Tart Ocean Spray Cranberry. Crave the wave. By Frederick, America's best air conditioner. Quiet, efficient, durable. It's put together better. Now with rebates up to $100. By American Tourister. Tough luggage for the journey. And by Door Store Furniture. Furniture for the home and office.
Let's look at who the Mets have on deck. Ahead on the schedule for the Mets, they host the Florida Marlins. The Mets dropped the series to the world champion Marlins last week on the road in Miami. This week, the Mets hope to turn it around with 4 games against Florida in the friendly confines of Shea Stadium. The series against Florida begins on Thursday with a 7 p.m. start on Fox Sports New York. Friday is a 7 p.m. start as well, which can be seen on WPIX. Saturday's 1 p.m. start will be shown on Fox Channel 5, and the Sunday matinee will be on WPIX. Following the Marlins series, the Mets begin interleague play in Minnesota against last year's American League Central Division champs, the Twins. The Twin lineup features 2 of the most exciting players in the American League, Torrey Hunter and Jock Jones. Hunter is a Gold Glove center fielder who has the knack for making spectacular catches, and Jones is a dynamic hitter and a solid fielder as well. The first 2 games of the series will be shown on MSG Network, both starting at 8 p.m. The third game of the series will be on Fox Sports Net New York and will also begin at 8 p.m. Well, folks, that wraps up this edition of Mets Inside Pitch, but be sure to tune in again next week when we talk more Met baseball. So long, everybody.